Hey there, this is an afterthought for Sword and Sorcery by the Superbrothers, or just Superbrothers Sword and Sorcery, with songs and sounds by Jim Guthrie. I have only an afterthought for this game and not a biased beginning for the simple reason that I went into it with no bias whatsoever. And I'm staying true to that even after the afterthought. It's such a unique experience that you can't come into this with too much. Now, first I want to speak about the experience, and then I want to speak about the issues, the problems that I have with it. This is really unique. This is very, very unique. Okay, that is the emphasis. It's unique. There's a lot of sounds. There's a lot of music. They really emphasize that portion of the game. The sound design, and everything is done by Jim Guthrie, with songs and sounds by Jim Guthrie. There's even a giant vinyl record just embedded into the forest in this area here. I'm actually at the end area. This is after I finished the game. I just clicked again to go in, and this is really the last area. After I have 100%, so I finished everything. Music and sounds are such a huge part of this experience, and the sounds are remarkable. I really, really enjoyed. I actually have the soundtrack. I've listened to the soundtrack before even playing the game, because I had the sound. I bought both of them. I got both of them in a humble bundle a long time ago, and haven't actually gotten to the game so far up until now. It's phenomenal. It's so great, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's so unique in the way that every little thing has that little rumple and little sound, and there's so many sounds embedded in the entire mechanics of how the game works and the things that you need to do. You find these sounds, you interact with your environment in very unique ways, and everything. This is actually a game, I'm playing on the PC right now, but this is a game that works on any touch device, any phone or tablet that has touch devices. You can get it for that, and it works. It's very unique in the way that it controls your environment, and that's something very unique. I keep saying unique because it is so unique. And as you can see, I left that area, so the music kind of changes, and as I go into this area, the music will change again. It really envelops you in the music and in the soundtrack, and it's an incredible experience in that sense. So yeah, the way that you control, you double click in order to move, and there's all kinds of different unique ways, and if I click in for a long time, you can see something else begins to happen. I really enjoyed the control, the mechanism that they used up, and it does work for touch devices. I mean, I haven't played it on touch devices, but because of the control scheme, I understand that it's totally going to work. So what you actually do in this game, it's rather short. It shouldn't take you over a couple of hours. You can get stuck, and we'll get to that in a second, but usually it shouldn't take you more than 2, 3, 4 hours to complete. So it's a very short experience. It's an EP, right? An EP is not a single, it's not one song, but it's not an album. It's an EP. So it's not a full game, it's not a huge long game, but it is a considerable experience. It's really hard to talk about in terms of the genre, because it seems like an adventure game. It has a little bit of action to it when you actually fight things, and in that you click things and you just move around the environments and interact. But it's not something, I guess you could call it an adventure game more than anything else. So what's my big issue with this game? That it is incredibly abstract in specific areas, and you don't really know what you need to do in order to advance, and a lot of issues. I was very lucky, and I'm pretty good at these things, so I never really got stuck, but you can get stuck, and this is the speed of which you go through, okay? And sometimes you basically have 1 or 2 screens where you need to do something, and there's a lot of screens, and this is the speed that you walk through, and you can get all the way from one side to the other side, so it could take a long time between... Dog, stop barking. It could take a long time between each screen, and you have to go all the way from here and all the way there. You don't know in which screen you need to be, and there's a lot of backtracking, and there could be a lot of confusion, a lot of frustration that comes out of, I have no idea what I need to do, and I'm just backtracking here, and I don't know what to do now. And there isn't too much to explain that. Obviously, you can go online and find the answers very quickly, but that's not the point. You're not supposed to play this game with a walkthrough. You could read a walkthrough afterwards if you don't have 100% completion or something like that, and you're a perfectionist like me, but luckily I got 100% when I played it on my own without any walkthroughs. That is one of the main issues here. That it could really, and then you can see that I'm really just, the music stopped. Because at the right side of the screen, it's the music of that one, and the left side, it kind of stops until I pass on and get a different music. It's really beautiful to see that. Even now we can hear a little bit of birds, maybe. It's very, very, I have the sound very, very weak, so you can hear me speak as well as the music a little bit, but it's so unique in that sense. It does something very, very interesting. If you manage to put that aside, if you manage to pull through and not get frustrated and not get bored, you go along with this pace of the game that is very relaxed. If you manage to get there, then this is a truly remarkable experience that I really, really highly recommend. It's not for everyone because of that slowness, because of that pace. It really isn't for everyone. But if it works for you, and if you're in for a remarkable experience, full of sounds and sights. As you can see, there's a very unique design. What am I trying to say? Aesthetic, that's the word. There's a very unique aesthetic of everything being pixelated, but in a very unique way that looks really great, and it's a very beautiful looking game. I really enjoyed it. There isn't too much to speak about it, but it's, I mean, it's hard to talk about this without ruining anything. It's a very unique experience, and you should try it, especially if you're into game design and you want to try and think about this game in that way and see what the special, unique things that it does. And also, if generally you enjoy games as an art form and want to enjoy an experience that you probably haven't had something similar to it before, because it's so, guess what the words I'm going to say, unique, then it's really great. I really, really enjoyed Sword and Sworcery. I feel like I really should emphasize the W there. With songs and sounds by Jim Guthrie. It's by the Superbrothers. This one gets a huge thumbs up from me. There isn't too much to say. It's just something that you need to try and play, and if you connect with it, it's awesome. If you don't, you're just going to throw it away because it's too boring and bland and doesn't move forward. But I think it's awesome, and I love the sound design here by Jim Guthrie. It's absolutely phenomenal. And that's it. That's all I really have to say about Superbrothers. You should play it. Go get it. And that's it. That's really all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful and interesting, and I'll see you guys next time.